Native speakers and people who speak English at a high level use idioms all the time. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you 12 very useful idioms for talking about difficult situations and money. You'll learn each idiom in context and practice using them with me in realistic, interactive dialogues. Hi there, I'm Derek and this is English for Professionals, the best place to improve your English communication skills for work. Before we get started with the lesson, I just want to let you know about my free professional English phrase booster. It contains over 50 smart phrases to help you sound more professional in meetings, presentations, negotiations, and more. It's completely free for you to download and you'll find a link in the video description below. And you can find information about my online courses there too. And now let's get started with the lesson. Our first example is clear the air. Clear the air. So imagine there has been a conflict or bad feeling between two or more people. To clear the air means to openly discuss the problem or conflict in order to make it better. Let's take a look at this idiom in context. Daniel and Sonia are colleagues, but they've had a lot of arguments recently. In yesterday's team meeting, they had a very big argument, and as a result, there's a bad atmosphere in the office. Pamela is their boss, and she decides to talk to Sonia. Have you spoken to Daniel about what happened in yesterday's meeting? No, I haven't. Well, I think you should. This has been going on too long, and you both need to clear the air. I know, you're right. I'll talk to him today. Let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Pamela's role and I'll take Sonia's. As soon as the dialogue appears, you can begin. No, I haven't. I know, you're right. I'll talk to him today. Up next we have get off to a rocky start. Get off to a rocky start. If something gets off to a rocky start, it experiences problems or obstacles at the beginning. Obstacles are things which get in your way and stop you from making progress. And now for some context. Carlos and Anita are colleagues. They're having a conversation when Carlos asks Anita about the project she's working on. So, how's the project going? Well, we got off to a rocky start, but we're making progress now. Oh, what happened? Well, there was some conflict within the team, but we've sorted that out. I see. Well, best of luck with it. Thanks. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Anita's role and I'll take Carlos's. This time I start. So, how's the project going? Oh, what happened? I see. Well, best of luck with it. And the next example is not out of the woods. Not out of the woods. We use this idiom to say that even though a situation has improved, it's still difficult or problematic. Let's see this one in context. Elena and Fabian are managers at different companies. They sometimes call each other to chat about business and share ideas. So, how's business? Pretty tough at the moment, to be honest. Really? Yeah, the crisis has hit us pretty hard, so our main focus at the moment is on reducing costs. Oh, I see. We've made a lot of progress in the last 6 to 8 weeks, but we're not out of the woods yet. Right. Well, I hope you can turn it around soon. To turn something around means to make a situation change in a positive direction. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Fabian's role and I'll take Elena's. So, how's business? Really? Oh, I see. Right. Well, I hope you can turn it around soon. I hope you're finding the lesson useful so far. When you finish watching, make sure to leave me a comment and let me know which idiom you found most useful. And now let's continue with the lesson. Up next we have if all else fails. If all else fails. This is used to say that there's still something you can do or try if all other options or plans are unsuccessful. And now for some context. Julia and Max are a couple and they own a small business. The business is in trouble and they need to borrow some money. What are we going to do? Well, we should contact all of the banks first to see if we can get a loan. And if all else fails, I'll ask my parents for money. Okay, I'll start with our main bank. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Max's role and I'll take Julia's. What are we going to do? Okay, I'll start with our main bank. And the next example is in over your head. In over your head. If you're in over your head, it means you're involved in something that's too difficult for you to handle. Time for some context. Ken and Marie are company executives. They're talking about Roberto, who was recently promoted to head of marketing. I think it was too early to promote Roberto. I agree. He's doing his best, but he's in over his head. Yes, unfortunately. Should we give him more time or start looking at other options? I'd like to give him more time, but I'm not sure we can afford it. It seems like he's not ready for this level of responsibility yet. Let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Marie's role and I'll take Ken's. I think it was too early to promote Roberto. Yes, unfortunately. Should we give him more time or start looking at other options? And our final example in this lesson is to pull the plug. Pull the plug, which means to stop or prevent a plan or activity from continuing, especially by deciding not to give it any more money. Let's take a look at it in context. Gerhard and Alec are colleagues who work in different departments. They're making small talk when Gerhard asks about the ZFT project. Are you still working on the ZFT project? No, the management team decided to pull the plug. Really? Why? Well, to be honest, it wasn't very well planned in the beginning and it just wasn't worth the effort. I see. And for the final time in this lesson, let's practice reading together. You take Alec's role and I'll take Gerhard's. Are you still working on the ZFT project? Really? Why? I see. So there we have 6 idioms for talking about difficult situations. Now it's time to move on and take a look at our money idioms. And our first idiom is on a shoestring. On a shoestring. And if you do something on a shoestring, it means you do it without spending a lot of money. And now let's look at that idiom in context. Khaled and Lara are colleagues. They're having a conversation when Khaled asks Lara about a project she's working on. How's the project going? Not great, to be honest. We're working on a shoestring budget, so it's quite difficult. I see. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Lara's role and I'll take Khaled's. I'll start. How's the project going? I see. Up next we have strapped for cash. Strapped for cash. If you're strapped for cash, it means you have very little money available. And now for some context. Julie and Ryan are friends and they have a small business together. Sales have gone down a lot in the last few months and the business is in trouble. So, where can we save money? I don't really know, but we have to do something. We're totally strapped for cash. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Ryan's role and I'll take Julie's. Again, I'll start. So, where can we save money? And our next idiom is feel the pinch. Feel the pinch. If you feel the pinch, it means you feel pressure because you don't have as much money as you used to have. And now let's look at this one in context. Sanjay and Tanya are colleagues who know each other very well. Tanya's husband Tom lost his job a few months ago and is looking for a new one. Sanjay asks Tanya if Tom has made any progress in his job search. Has Tom found anything yet? No, unfortunately not. I really hope something comes up soon because we're starting to feel the pinch. Oh, really? Well, if I hear anything, I'll definitely let you know. Great, thanks. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Tanya's role and I'll take Sanjay's. I'll start. Has Tom found anything yet? Oh, really? Well, if I hear anything, I'll definitely let you know. Up next we have money is no object. Money is no object. And if money is no object to someone, it means they have a lot of it and they are willing to spend as much as necessary to get what they want. Time for some context. Paula and Luke are colleagues who work for a very rich businessman, Mr. Harifi. They're chatting when Paula mentions Mr. Harifi's brand new luxury car. Did you see Mr. Harifi's new car? Yeah, I did. Can you imagine having a car like that? Money is really no object to him. I know. Now let's practice reading the dialogue together. You take Luke's role and I'll take Paula's. Again, I start. Did you see Mr. Harifi's new car? I know. And our next idiom is keep your head above water. Keep your head above water, which means to manage to keep your business working when you have financial problems. And now let's look at this idiom in context. Lisa and Mike are managers at different companies. They sometimes call each other to chat about business and share ideas. The last time they spoke, Mike told Lisa that his company was having financial problems. And has the situation improved since we last spoke? Not really. We're just keeping our heads above water at the moment. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope things get better soon. Me too. Let's practice reading this one together. You take Mike's role and I'll take Lisa's. As usual, I start. And has the situation improved since we last spoke? Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope things get better soon. And our final idiom in this lesson is more money than sense. More money than sense. And we use this to describe someone who has a lot of money but spends it in an unnecessary or foolish way. And now for some context. Francesca and George are colleagues. They're having a chat when Francesca starts talking about a famous footballer. Did you hear about that famous footballer who bought 3 Ferraris on the same day? Yeah, I know, totally crazy. Some of those footballers have more money than sense. Absolutely. Now let's practice one last time together. You take George's role and I'll take Francesca's. Did you hear about that famous footballer who bought 3 Ferraris on the same day? Absolutely. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share with your colleagues and friends. Don't forget to leave a comment and let me know what your favorite idiom is, and watch one of these next.